Yo guys, what's up? Dead by Daylight dropped a new forum post about a quality of life initiative in 2025, which will have two phases, and they are going over the first phase. And I will read this to you, and then I will let you know my thoughts, pretty much a reaction to this. This is from Mandy, Administrator, Dev, and Community Manager. The Dead by Daylight team announces several roadmap updates and previews a lineup of gameplay changes, quality of life updates, and general game health improvements to come. Yeah, that's already pretty good, right? Dead by Daylight will be undergoing a substantial quality of life initiative which should address many long-standing concerns and frustrations our players have been experiencing. This initiative will take place over the course of two phases. The first runs from April to June, while the second runs from July to December. For a full look at what's scheduled, check out the roadmap below. We have here in the first phase anti-slugging, surrender option, gamma settings, go next prevention, hiding and body blocking prevention, spawn rules and map offering balancing, improved AFK bots. This was all under the gameplay aspect, and under the quality of life aspect we have bulk Bloodpoint spending, new quest system, more perk presets, preview your perks in lobby. In phase 2, this is July through December, under gameplay we have anti-slugging, continued improvements, anti-tunneling, anti-camping, MMR update, map and key item balancing. And under the quality of life section we have keyboard and mouse on consoles, custom game improvements, accessibility improvements, prestige rewards, reduced login steps. I'm really interested in certain aspects, especially in phase 2 with the MMR update and what they will do for anti-camping and anti-tunneling. We'll see. I'm a bit concerned about the go next prevention. We will read about this. To accommodate for the scope of the initiative, we have decided to delay several of our upcoming releases, including chapters, rifts, events, modifiers, and collections. That means there will not be a PTB tomorrow, but rest assured that we did not make this decision lightly. I hope they can get it right, because this game needs a lot of changes, quality of life changes, and I think even a design philosophy shift. But that they actually pushed the PTB back and they are planning to push other content back is a big deal. We will see, of course. We feel confident that delaying our upcoming releases to prioritize this quality of life initiative will ultimately make Dead by Daylight stronger than ever. We are always listening to our players, and this has been a long time coming. Looking for a more comprehensive breakdown for everything lined up in phase 1? We've got you covered. First, we have the surrender state. The team has been working on the surrender feature, which should limit player frustration on both sides. To get it right, we first needed to identify the situations where its use would be most appropriate, leading us to two scenarios. All remaining survivors have been slugged. All remaining survivors are bots. Once these instances occur, players will be able to use the surrender option, ending the trial while retaining the blood points they've earned and escaping the disconnect penalty. Interesting. I mean, if everyone is slugged and then you have, for example, a killer that keeps you slugged on purpose, that is a good option. Also can speed up if a killer goes for slugging in general. That's really cool. They already said something about extreme hiding, but you have survivors that actually can also keep the game hostage, so we will see what they are planning to do there. And I also find that really cool that you will retain your blood points, your points pretty much, so that's pretty cool so far. Of course, the implementation is key there. Next, we have the gamma adjustments. Dead by Daylight can get a little dark, not just thematically, and sometimes excessive darkness can hinder playability. We are introducing the ability to adjust gamma settings on all platforms, allowing you to find a sweet spot without sacrificing the intended artistic directions. I wanted to say, I think they are pretty much aiming at reshade. This comes to mind, at least for me. I already have the hot takes here. I think reshade shouldn't be allowed. The game is really dark, especially if you play on the higher graphics settings, and I think it's beautiful. It's, Dead by Daylight, it's supposed to be dark, and in some dark corners you actually can hide as survivors. Even as killer, you can pretty much hide, and reshade, at least from what I have seen from certain streamers and players, it's cheating in my opinion. I know, hot take, but I stand by that. I think reshade is the issue here. It's good that it will be on all platforms, but if the gamma option is enough, I don't think it will be, because a lot of people use reshade in combination with reshade filters to blow up certain color spectrums to see the red glow of a killer way better, or to actually see across the whole map and you can't really hide. Some of you already know what I'm talking about when you have a match and you are like, how did he even notice this? And you can also see in my gameplay, I don't use any reshade, how actually dark it is. Even if you just go into the graphic settings and put the graphic settings on low, you already notice a massive difference. And yeah, I mean, in a competitive game or a PvP game, it's not good. I would like to see another direction there, but I don't know if you actually could stop people from using reshade to begin with, so maybe this is the option there, but I'm not a fan of reshade. I have seen so much shit, especially with these filters. If you use reshade to make the game even darker or that it looks prettier, then fair enough, but guys, let's not pretend here. If you use reshade with filters, you have a massive advantage over other people that don't use that. So I stand by that. I don't like it. It's cheating in my opinion. Go next prevention. There we go. The go next expression refers to instances where a survivor deliberately does everything in their power to quickly go to their next game, including walking up to the killer and standing still, running to a hook and repeatedly pointing at it, or most commonly intentionally failing skill checks while on hook. To disincentivize and properly penalize this behavior, we'll be implementing measures that will help us identify where a player is attempting to go next. Once identified, they'll receive a disconnection penalty point and lose an entire grade. We'll be keeping a close eye on the system to ensure its accuracy, but we are confident that this will help elevate the issue. On the other hand, we like to reward players who stick it out through those challenging matches, even when things take a dire turn. We'll be moving forward with a new emblem-based multiplayer that grants additional blood points during your following match, with the bonus stacking over consecutive trials. So, first of all, there needs to be done something about this, right? Already a W that they will do something about this, but I have several concerns here. So how will you be able to tell the difference there? Will there be an AI, and will this AI be trained on live servers? Because if you don't get this right, you will punish innocent players, and I think this will hurt you more than it will actually help, Will you be able to identify players that die on hook on purpose so their teammates can actually have a chance to get the hedge? Because this is not giving up. This is also really important. When I play Survivor and we are only 2 people left and I get downed and put on the hook, I usually let go so my other teammate has a chance to escape the trial. Would I be now punished? That would be really shit. I mean, I don't mind staying in the trial, but I actually want to help there, so I don't like that. So we will see how this will develop in the coming days, so to say. But this needs to be done right, or else it will hurt more than everything. Giving people more incentives or rewarding them that they actually stayed in the match, I think this is also really, really good. You need to give people an incentive or rewards when they do good things, non-toxic things pretty much, because we all know this community has a toxicity issue. Losing an entire grade as penalty, these grades don't mean anything. They just give blood points. They are not counted in your matchmaking, so I don't think this is enough. I mean, giving a DC penalty is one thing, but again, how will you notice if this is on purpose? How will you notice if the killer isn't misbehaving and keeping the game hostage or something like this? There are so many things you can do as killer or survivor to actually do this, so we will see. I'm just really concerned about this one. I also think this is cool with an emblem-based multiplayer. That's also cool, but just blood points. Maybe for a new player this is cool, but for older players, maybe something getting more experience for the devotion level, so you can actually get more iridescent shards would be helpful, or give a small amount of iridescent shards. I would personally really like, but yeah. Let's go on to the next one. Extreme hiding and body blocking prevention. Extreme hiding refers to survivors drawing out an unwinnable match by ignoring their objective and waiting out the clock. To combat this, we are changing the way AFK crows operate so they can more accurately identify when a player is deliberately avoiding engagement with their gameplay objective. Once a player receives crows, their location will be immediately revealed to the killer. We'll also be incorporating a feature that allows players to lose collision after receiving a third AFK crow, which should prevent instances of body blocking related griefing. Interesting. I thought with body blocking they meant like killers that body block you, just body blocking or sandbagging in general. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. How will they notice though? That is my biggest question here. What will you implement to actually notice these things or to differentiate there? That doesn't seem to be that easy in my opinion. And are you really that confident that you can, make the right decision always? I don't know. I really hope you do, and I really hope you test this a lot. Like a lot, and not on live, like with the 2 versus 8 mode with the bots, for example. Sorry, but I'm not really confident with that one, but I really hope you will pull it off, or that they will pull it off. In general, I like the direction that they are taking. Same with the go next prevention. I didn't really go over this. You have to ask the question, why are people doing it? Same with the gamma adjustments. Why are people doing it? Then you would need to understand why people are doing this. For example, with the go next prevention, people go next because they are frustrated how the games play out, what killer they worst, what perk build they worst, and I don't know, this comes across like more band-aid fixes. Maybe I'm wrong there, but I think they are going into the wrong direction. You can add hundreds of perks, you can change thousands of perks, you can even nerf more, you can nerf slugging, but this doesn't combat the core issue here, in my opinion. Alright, let's go on to the next one here. Map offerings. We recognize that map offerings are a bit divisive. Some players enjoy them, while others feel they can grant an unfair advantage. The fact that they automatically bypass both the map and repetition system can also add to that frustration. Moving forward, map offerings will no longer guarantee the appearance of the given map, but rather increase its chance by 20%. Note that they will not stack. We are also looking to make it so map offerings, as well as several other types of offerings, will remain a secret during load-in. That way, your decision to remain in the match will not be swayed by external factors. Yeah, I'm not a fan of map offerings. I think map offerings should be removed from the game, in my opinion. I don't like the interaction with some of the offerings anyway. For example, that you can have an offering that negates these offerings. Like, what's the point? Again, you have to ask the question, why are people bringing map offerings? Because they can get an unfair advantage. Maybe sometimes it's just because people like the map, but let's be honest, Eway of Crows, for example, if you get sent there, not really cool for most killers, right? So I don't know. Every single time I see a map offering, I want to barf pretty much. It doesn't matter if I'm a survivor or a killer. If you wanted to play a jump scare Maya, for example, an indoor map would be really cool. So it would be awesome if you could actually get that map, but on the other hand, is this then really enjoyable for the other side? That is also something I think people forget. This is a multiplayer game. There are multiple sides here, and it's not cool if one side suffers. It should be balanced. Yeah, again, I really don't like map offerings. I really don't like them. Spawn rules. Survivor spawn placements can have a significant impact on a trial's outcome, an observation that has been repeatedly recognized by our community. It's become clear that survivors spawning separately and thereby covering more ground allows them to gain a notable advantage in completing the objective. We are changing the default survivor spawn rules to ensure that each survivor will spawn within 12 meters of one another on the same floor, if applicable. To accommodate for this change, shroud offerings will be adjusted accordingly. Yeah, shroud offerings were also such a... I really don't like most offerings, really. I think the offerings that are the best are the Bloodpoint offerings, and I think there should be offerings that boost your XP gain, and I think there should even be something, maybe like iridescent shards, a small amount. I really like those more, these point incentives, these boosters pretty much. I would like to see more of that. Yeah, anyway, we will see. Just because I'm really critical and maybe I come off as negative. For me, I really appreciate that they actually want to do a so-called health update. So that is really important. But I see some issues here, and I don't see that addressed, to be honest. You guys will let me know what you think. Improved AFK bot detection. Players that use AFK bots can be frustrating to have in your trial, and we are working on improvements to our detection system so that we can quickly identify and penalize them accordingly. Is this really a huge issue? Are you guys facing this really often? I don't face that often. I mean, I'm really curious. Are you guys actually having these issues? This is interesting. I know these are a thing. I also had some of them, but this is a long time ago, and this was to farm blood points and rift fragments, right? I mean, of course they need to be detected, and it's cool that they are tackling this. A bit late though. I'm sorry, but it is... all this stuff is a bit late. I mean, better than never, but it was about time. Bulk Bloodpoint Spending. To speed up general blood web activity, we are adding a button that will allow you to spend blood points in bulk. I really, really like this one, yeah. This was always a hassle. It's not fun. It takes so much time, even with the improved system. This is actually something I want. I really want, and I'm happy to hear this. What I would also like to have an option where I can say, please spend, for example, 500k of my blood points here on this survivor. I click that button, the blood points are spent, and then I can change, and then I can go from there, so I don't have to spend everything at once. That I would like as well, but I like that. I really like that. Then the quest system. Interesting. Previously announced last year, the quest system is part of a larger update to the archives and rifts. So expect more information in an article specifically dedicated to this. For now, note that we will be reworking the challenge system as well as daily rituals, that's really good, to reduce the grind, make it easier to earn rewards, and increase the overall level of fun. For me, these daily rituals aren't really fun or anything like this, so I don't know, that's fluff pretty much. I don't even interact with the daily rituals anymore, because usually when I play Survivor with my friends, I would like to get a Survivor daily ritual, but I usually get an killer ones that I don't even play, like Baba or something like this. I don't want to play as Baba. And of course you can also change one of these, but then I usually get another killer I don't want to play. I want to play as Survivor currently, so cool that they will tackle this. The archives I like so far. The challenges are sometimes a hit or miss. The first ones were a bit better than these we have now, especially if you are forced to actually buy an DLC to actually be able to do the challenge. I'm not a fan of this. I think there should be a change there as well. I really don't like this. Or if you have the challenge equipped, make it possible that you can then for the challenge play that survivor or killer. Maybe a little idea there. But yeah, that's also really cool. So, perk loadouts and preview. After a successful round of A and B testing, we'll be allowing players to see their own perk loadouts while in the lobby, as well as adding additional perk loadout slots. I think this was a thing from Dead by Daylight Mobile, right? Please let me know. I never played Dead by Daylight Mobile. I'm a bit confused here. That doesn't include the loadout from other people, right? So I'm a bit confused there. I would like to see the loadouts of my fellow survivors for my other teammates. I would like this more. I don't know if they actually mean this. I'm really confused with the wording here. Adding additional perk loadout slots. I like this. 3 aren't enough. I like this. So that's really cool. But yeah, I would appreciate to actually see the perk loadouts from my teammates as well. We believe these changes will be an overall benefit to Dead by Daylight's health, further establishing a positive gaming environment for all our players. We'd also like to thank you for patience and understanding during this time. We'll be back at our anniversary broadcast in May to recap part 1 and provide deeper insight into part 2 of our roadmap, so keep an eye out for that announcement. In the meantime, we are looking forward to hearing your thoughts and feedback. Thank you for spending time in the Dead by Daylight team. I'm sorry if I come across really negative here. I really appreciate this, but as you hear throughout the video, I have some concerns there. I don't see the root cause actually tackled. We will see, maybe I'm wrong there, that we actually get something like this is already a huge plus. So 2 thumbs up there. But yeah, I'm concerned with the implementation of some of these things, and I hope you can at least see where I'm coming from. Of course, let me know what you think. Have a good one, guys. Until next time, bye bye. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice day, guys. Stay safe out there. Vincent out. Bye bye.